Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where last episode, well, the last series of episodes actually, we found some challenge. But it was mostly just because of the sheer number of enemy units that we faced. But we came out on top, and we didn't even have that major of losses. Now, our mechs are repairing. They're going to need more than what Yang is going to give them. But we're going to need to tick forward a bit here. I think I have this ordered in descending order here. But I actually think we might want to do this in, like, inverse order. So something along the lines of... This is not what I was looking to do at all. Something along the lines of this, I think, is what I wanted to do. No, that's not, that won't do it either. I'm dumb. Well, I mean, that's not surprising. We'll just do, like, it kind of doesn't matter. We'll just kind of do something like this. I want things to be done kind of staggered so that we can work on getting refits done as necessary, because some of those will absolutely be necessary here. We've got a lot of repair work to do. And let's go ahead and let some of this finish up. Boy, this tick is not going very swift, is it? Okay. Getting a big lag spike every time a tick happens. That is, I think, somewhat new to RogueTech, but look at all these things that are happening. So I guess that's probably why. Work on the bull shark is complete, and that is what is important. I wanted to hop in here. I don't think the bull shark took any internal damage, but that's fine. I want to hop into the mech bay if it loads here. There we go. Okay, so that is completely fine. Every mech that's here is okay. We know that the arm got blown off of the boar's head, so let's start working on that as a bit higher priority. But I want to let the salamander finish up here because I think that needs some internal work. These things are still ticking in, but that's okay. We'll tick forward 3 more days here. The salamander is now done, so let's hop back into the mech bay. And let's see. Any moment now, RogueTech.
Welcome to the grease.
There we go. The salamander is actually fine. It didn't take any damage that Yang couldn't handle. Surprising to me, but it's true. I still don't entirely know what happened here with the pilot apparently being incapacitated with a health remaining and dying with a health remaining, but he isn't dead. I'm not sure. I think it was a bug, but whatever. It was chronic toast. He's going to be back in 9 days. Like, he's pretty spry for a dead fella, so we're just going to go ahead and tick forward here. Now, we're definitely going to take this financial report. We're not going to be ready to deploy before that. I can tell you that right now. So, we've got the Madcat Mark II finishing up, as well as the Orion here pretty soon. We are going to pay for targeted medication, I think. We don't want Succubus to die. She is, after all, maxed. So there we go. She'll be unavailable for 30 days. And Chronic Toast also got the bug there. That is unfortunate. But, I mean, we're going to be repairing for a while. And Succubus we didn't have in that last group anyway. So that's okay. We take the financial report. That's okay as well. No problems here. And I want to now check our mech bay again, which does take a while, apparently, when all this is going on. There's a lot happening here. There's no doubt about that. But the Madcat Mark II and the Orion both need some internal work. So we'll get that done. That is something that has to happen basically now. So we'll hit the repair button. We do lose the rangefinder +++. That is sad. The Artemis 4 and a double heatsink. So we can replace the double heatsink easily enough. There's that done. Now, the rangefinder +++, we probably can't fully replace. We can definitely put in, like, clan sensors or range sensors. I think we're going to go for the clan sensors for right now. Although, we need an Artemis 4, don't we? Well, that's an FCS, actually, not sensors. So we'll go for clan sensors here, which we actually had by default. This is the Madcat Mark II. What am I doing? We're not going to put that in, and we have a clan cockpit already. So we need our FCS Artemis 4 in here, which I'm certain that we have. Yeah, for the Apollo ammo. So we're going to put in the Artemis 4 in there. Excellent. And we'll get that validated. Yep, looks good. So that'll take 2 days. That's fine. No problem whatsoever there. So the Mad Mark II is good to go. And then the Orion is going to need some internal work. I did see something up here when that last one was loading. Everspinny detected. Dumping processing to log. It's not Everspinnying. Okay. We're going to repair everything here, see what all is actually lost. Quite a lot over in this torso and in the head. Okay. So there was quite a lot that was lost there. So we're going to need some sensors, as well as the cockpit, and an Artemis 4 FCS, which I believe, did we have another one? We may not have another one. In which case, we're going to have to drop the Artemis 4 LRM ammo. Yeah, that's a little awkward. We had an armored cowl in this previously, and I think that we're going to be better off putting in something like a slick suite. So we'll do that, and then for the sensors, perhaps just clan sensors will do the trick. Now, as far as the FCS goes, there is a clan standard FCS available. We could also go for missile range or missile HP or just missile accuracy. And I think we're going to go for the missile accuracy FCS. That does mean we have to drop the 2 tons of LRM-10 Artemis 4 ammo because that's not viable. Actually, 4 tons of Artemis 4 ammo because it's not viable to run. So what do we want instead for our LRM ammo? Well, we could just put in a double ton of standard LRM ammo. It's not perfect, but it'll do. I would love to put Artemis 4 in, but that's not an option at this moment. So instead, we do have the 1 ton of Deadfire. We could bring that up to 2 tons of Deadfire. And then we have the 1 ton of Listen Kill. However, we could run 1 ton of FTL. And we'd only want to use FTL in scenarios where we have very high hit odds. We only have a half ton of FTL right now. Yes, we only have a half ton of FTL. So I guess we'll put in an extra ton of standard LRM ammo. Now that's not ideal for sure. But we do need to put in an endosteel structure, which was lost, which we may or may not have. Do all we have is the composite structure? Apparently so. That's not great. We'll drop that for now. We know that we lost the clan LRM-20. We've got the LRM-20 Zeus. What do we have for LRM-20s right now? I would love to put in a clan LRM-20 again over here, like dual clan LRM-20s. The Zeus does mean we're going to have a weight issue. And then we lost 2 clan double heat sinks. That does hurt. We're going to have to swap from clan double heat sinks to standard double heat sinks. And we'll put in our 2 double heat sinks here. And then we did lose a medium laser. Okay. So the medium laser goes in like so. Now we're 7 tons overweight here. That's fine. Ish. Fine-ish. So, we're going to put in... I really don't want to put in the composite armor because of that minus 50% structure points. But I suppose we could try it. And we're already running ferrofibrous. What if we upgraded that to heavy ferro? Still 2.3 tons overweight. I mean, we could drop the infected myomer bundle. But that isn't going to help all that much. 2.05 tons. Okay. From there, we could drop 2 tons of LRM ammo. We probably have overkill on the LRM ammo, with this being a double ton. So let's see, that's 270 shots. We're using 40 per turn. Yeah, we're going to burn through this relatively quickly, but not tremendously quickly. And then we can just drop a teeny tiny amount of leg armor. Like that. It's not ideal, but it'll have to do. Yes, go ahead and get all those repairs done. So that'll be fairly expensive, and that'll take 7 days to do. That's fine.
Right.
We took quite a bit of damage. There's no doubt about it. So we're going to tick forward for a little bit here. The boar's head did lose an arm, but there wasn't anything in that arm. So there might not actually be anything to do with the boar's head. There's so much going on per tick right now. That's insane. Okay, let's go ahead and stop that. Now, we're not going to be waiting on the Mauler, I don't think. The Orion will be done in 5 days. Let's hop into the mech bay and see if any of those that just finished up need further work. Any moment now, mech bay. Any moment now. Okay, so yeah, the Awesome and the Atlas both need further work. We'll work on the Atlas first. I don't expect there to actually be too much more than we've got going on here. Yeah, we did lose a clan double heatsink over here, I suppose. And we lost an Artemis 4 ammo. Okay. I didn't actually expect to lose the Artemis 4 ammo, but we've got plenty of that. So no problem there. And then the clan double heatsink. We're going to have to take that over to just standard heatsinks, sadly. Which means that we have to drop this double heatsink, and we put in a double heatsink here, and a double heatsink here. Okay. So we'll validate that. That should be good to go. Take 3 days. Not too much to be done on the boar's head.
On it. I'll let
And
you know
the
when
Awesome.
that's done.
What do we need here? I mean, we lost our cockpit on the Awesome, but did we lose anything else? No. Okay. So all we need to do is work on the cockpit a little bit. So we need a sensor, we need a cockpit, and we need an FCS. Cool. What do we have available for FCSs right now? We have... We can scroll down there. Okay. Do we have additional PPC FCSs? I don't think PPCs count as energy for purposes of the energy accuracy FCS. We're going to put back in the PPC accuracy. And then we had a rangefinder plus for our cockpit. We don't really have anything like that, but we could put in a gunnery support a cockpit. That's not a gunner. That's not a cockpit at all. Okay. That's just a support, I guess. Yeah. So we could put in like an SLDF cockpit, or is that our only real option? I guess so. We're going to go for like clan sensors on here. That'll help a little bit with that 5%. And yeah, let's just go with the SLDF cockpit. It's not ideal, but it'll do for right now. And otherwise, I think that's what we've got. So we'll go ahead and do that. We have multiple ejections, so that definitely put a bit of a strain on our cockpit replacing supply. No doubt about that, but we have managed to get through that fairly well. So the Mauler is going to be past the next financial report. We're not going to wait on that. We'll get the Orion done here. Morgan Kell wants Dr. Murad to study a rare piece of lost tech. And we'll do that. I want to know what happens here. We get a Slick Suite, a Sheath Beacon, a New Avalon Institute of Science targeting computer. Okay. Well, we'll look into using those a little later on. I'm not going to refit our mechs yet again right now, I don't think. But we'll just get our Orion and our Awesome back. And let's make sure that all of our mechs, other than the Mauler, are good to go. Let's see what we've got here.
Nice to see you down here in the hole.
Yes. The Awesome's a little underweight, but that's the way it's always been. So that's fine. At this point, I think we're going to deploy, and I'm looking for a fairly quick and easy mission to make us a little bit of cash as well as finish out this episode, hopefully, without being too much. So, I mean, there's a capture base here that has good pay, and it's only 4 skull. We can probably blitz through this pretty quickly. That would be the idea here. So we'll go ahead and accept this, and hopefully that ever spinny isn't a problem. We'll see. I mean, we also are running a newer version, so we'll see. I think, are we going to bring the Battlemaster or the Black Knight here? I think we'll bring the Battlemaster. And do we want Taboo piloting that? Rain, do you have Battlemaster affinities? Yes, you do. Okay, so that'll be good. I just realized that we haven't done Mech Warrior training. I think that's okay. It's not the end of the world. So let's go ahead and deploy this. Oh, you're an idiot, Darius. We'll be fine. Okay. So hopefully we won't ever spinny, but it did say that there was ever spinnying detected. If so, well, it makes an autosave here, so we can always restart the game. But let's see. It's not saying ever spinny detected here. Maybe that's just in entering the mech bay bug. That's very much a possibility. So, I mean, we're not going to have the Mauler, but honestly, that's not the end of the world. The Battlemaster pretty much fills the same role as the Mauler, and neither of them are hugely impactful, so that should be fine. And this is, what, a capture base, if I recall correctly, and that should go pretty quick, all things considered. This episode might go slightly long, but hopefully we'll get this done pretty quickly. We have had missions around this difficulty that we finished in 10 minutes, so we'll see how it goes. I'm not currently planning to put a cut in the middle of this mission unless things go really sideways. So hopefully that won't be the case. We need to capture the Lyran military facility. Commander, we're preparing a series of operations on Carver. However, before we can begin, we need a secure lodgment to bring military units and supplies down to the surface. We've identified a Lyran military facility that will be ideal for our purposes. We need you to land a strike force, capture the facility, and hold it until we can bring down our people to secure the location. Because this operation is covert and on an extremely tight schedule, you'll be inserting with no topographical intel. We're going to land in a hot AO with no idea where we are, capture a well-defended military facility, and hold it against a counterattack. What could possibly go wrong?
All systems
Indeed.
nominal.
All systems are nominal, so let's make sure that this is actually loaded, and let's head on in.
Command interface initiated.
Excellent. So we're just going to see our allies there. Okay, cool. And the military base is up over here. We could theoretically land somewhere like here, make our way to the road, and then make our way in somewhat quickly. We're kind of far away from the base, but it'll do. So we're expecting like a lance of defenders. There may or may not be turrets. And then when we capture it, we're expecting theoretically a assault lance. Shouldn't be too bad, at least compared to what happened last episode. So it looks like we're starting out of combat. Yep, that's indeed exactly what's happening. There are turrets. Confirmed. Hardened Gauss emplacement, heavy sniper turret. This is a heavy laser turret. Okay. We see a Cicada, a hardened Gauss emplacement, and Austral. That is a little worrying on the hardened Gauss emplacements. Let's move up with our Salamander here. And this gives us direct LOS on that hardened Gauss emplacement.
Double time, let's go.
It's not exactly what we want, but we're going to hit this thing as hard as we can. 74.6, let's go ahead and boost that with Warlord. Yeah, this latest version is definitely feeling a little less responsive. I mean, RogueTech has always been a little unresponsive, but let's just go ahead and do this. That'll do a good amount of armor damage to that hardened Gauss emplacement. We're not necessarily expecting it to kill the emplacement. It wasn't really going to happen, but we are through most of the armor. Our ally moves up, fires on the Ostel. Does a little bit of damage. Heavy on the little, but a little bit. Okay. A Barghest up over there? Sure.
Waiting for orders.
Our Orion is going to walk in over this way.
Affirmative.
And we're going to immediately also fire on the hardened Gauss emplacement. We want that thing gone before it gets a chance to fire. And it should be here. Excellent. 25% of the turret's gone. And we also had LOS on, I think, this heavy laser turret, but that's less frightening, the heavy laser turret. The heavy sniper turret is also not all that frightening. The hardened Gauss emplacement's a little frightening, I'm not going to lie. Who's moving currently? The cicada, probably? Since it's taking a while to figure out where it wants to go. Yeah, that's the cicada. It backs off out of our sensor range. That's okay.
What do you need?
Our Corsair is going to... The Ostel's already moved. Our Corsair's just going to sprint forward for now.
Copy that.
It doesn't have any direct fire to work on, so it's going to close in towards the road. Our friendly Avatar moves and fires on the cicada there. Doesn't get any hits. Makes me slightly sad, but that's okay. What else do they have over there? An archer. Firing on our Salamander. Doing a hefty amount of armor damage. That archer is, at this point, pretty much the largest threat that they have to us. So we're going to move up with our Battle Master. We actually do get direct LOS on that archer with the Battle Master. It's blocked LOS, but we'll Warlord and potshot this. I'm not expecting too much out of this. Yeah, we don't get anything at all.
That didn't hit.
No, you didn't. It was only 24%, so that's not shocking. Our allied Orion moves up, also fires on the cicada, actually does a decent chunk of damage to it. Cool.
Receiving you.
Our Magcat Mark II is going to sprint forward over here. We are not in direct LOS, or rather, we're not in range of the archer. We are in direct LOS of it. Condor moves up, fires on that cicada, does nothing. Okay. Vulture Mark III moves up, fires on the Ostel. Does actually do a decent chunk of damage to it. We'll accept that.
Aye, aye.
Our Awesome is going to step forward over
Moving
here.
to position.
Only target that we can shoot at direct is the archer. That is indeed exactly what we're going to do. Heavy PPCs at this range are pretty unlikely, and in fact, the LRMs are also unlikely at this range. I'm not going to fire them. We're just going to brace. The Orion moves up, fires also on that cicada. I mean, at this rate, eventually they'll do some damage to it.
Standing by.
The Bull Shark is going to step up, and the Bull Shark is absolutely going to hit this archer. No doubt about that one. We're going to Warlord. This archer is by far the biggest threat to us.
Feel my wrath.
Okay, we got some armor shred on it. That's good.
Hey.
Our Boar's Head is going to move up and do exactly the same thing. We are going to Warlord that, and we're going to drop artillery on that archer. Excellent. Okay. Who do they move first? Cicada, perhaps? Nope. That would be the Ostel. Okay. It fires on the Salamander, misses most of its salvo there. It is now skylined and is a pretty decent target for a lot of our units. So that's good.
Commander.
Our Orion is going to move up over here.
Position confirmed.
I still want to hit that archer way out there with the LRMs. So that's what we're going to do. We're going for a knockdown on it.
Engaging with target.
We did not hit the Gauss, but that's a knockdown, all right. And it's out of here. Excellent. Phase 18, probably going to be the cicada. We do know that there's another unit over here. So we know where all their units are, and we know what they are. This was the Barghest out over here. That should be fine. The cicada moves up and actually gets in direct LOS of us. That's bold. That's very bold.
Yep.
Our Salamander is going to step up over here.
You got it.
Now I'm going to check hit odds on that archer. 79? Honestly, I think this is good enough. This archer has extremely high threat to us right now, in that it can actually do a considerable amount of damage. So we're going to look to eliminate it immediately. Structure exposure, and it's gone. Beautiful.
Enemy eliminated.
Next up, phase 17. This should be the Barghest. Yep, it's just running around back there. Fires a direct fire on the bull shark. Okay, so there's a direct fire LOS over there as well now. Good to know.
Standing by.
The Awesome is the next mech to move, and that is going to step over here.
Affirmative.
And we're going to go for the Austral with it. I don't want to fire on the Cicada with the heavy PPCs, so we're not going to do that. Hit odds are going to be far, far better on the Austral. Light him up.
Confirmed.
Nice. Decent damage into the side arc there.
Commander.
Now, the Battlemaster is in the same position here. We're going to move in, and we're going to go for the Austral. Now, we've got some recoil building up here in our UACs, but that's fine for now. Nice. A structure exposure. Phase 14, we'll see what our allies do here. They have 3 movers in this round. The Vulture Mark III fires on the Austral. Does a decent amount of armor damage to it. I honestly would have preferred that they go for the Cicada, but it's okay.
Need something?
Our Mad Cat is now going to move up here, and it is on Cicada duty.
On my way.
It moves in. It Warlords. And we're going to hit this Cicada. Now, you can see odds are low, but we have a lot of rolls here.
Fire in a full stealth.
That was a lot of hits on that Cicada. It wasn't enough to make it unsteady. I was hoping for unsteady, but nope, that's okay. Our allies are going for the Cicada as well, completely missing everything there. Actually, no, they're not. They got a structure exposure. Just a little laggy. Okay, cool.
I live to serve.
The Bull Shark is going to step up. Who's the
On the
Bull
way.
Shark going to go for here? Honestly, the hardened Gauss emplacement.
Target acquired.
Got a little bit of armor damage in there. Not a ton. Artillery isn't super efficient on turrets because it only hits one location on the turret. So I would have preferred to not fire on that, but
Yep.
I feel like I didn't have a huge amount of option there. We can sprint our Corsair up over here and get in a mediocre LOS. Or we can just move it and also have a mediocre LOS. We're going to go ahead and do that, and we'll check hit odds. I suspect it'll be the Austral. Yeah, that's for sure. So we'll Warlord that, and we'll go ahead and fire on the Austral. We could theoretically see a kill here, but I don't think that's going to happen. We did see some internal damage there. That's nice. He is unsteady now. Our allies are going to move up. The Condor is going to fire on the Cicada, getting no damage in there. Okay. Next up is our Boar's Head, which is going to move up over here. It's also going to be going for the hardened Gauss emplacement. This is still not an efficient use of our artillery, but we don't really have a great artillery target right now. So we'll just strip down the armor on that Gauss emplacement a little bit. We'll see what our ally Orion does here. I'd love to see it. Yeah, exactly. Go for the Cicada. That's exactly what I wanted to see with those missiles. Nothing really major there, but that's okay. The other Orion also goes for the Cicada. Gets some internal damage there, including a shoulder destruction. We don't see it unsteady yet.
Yes. Go, go, go.
So the Cicada is going to move phase 18. And that's going to be before we get a chance to respond to it. Oh, okay, sure. Go for the boar's head. I don't like, or rather, I don't hate that at all. Please, please go for the boar's head. It has a ludicrous amounts of armor,
For now.
and we're absolutely fine. The Hostil's overheating, but it did not shut down from that. Okay. By all rights, I probably should put a cut in here because we took so long to repair. But I think I'm just not going to. This might end up being a bit of a long one. If there's another set of attackers that come in after we take the base, I'm probably going to regret that. But the Orion can step on up over here. No, I want the Orion to step on up over here. It can go for any of these. It can go for the Hostil. It can go for the Cicada. I think we're going to go for the Cicada here. We're in listen kill mode, and that's a whole lot better than standard. So we'll go ahead and do that. This is our last rounds of listen kill. That's a huge amount of damage to that Cicada.
Solid connection on that one.
And it did make it unsteady,
out of
so that's
LRM.
perfect. Our ally is going to move up and hopefully go for the Cicada. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to see there. Perfect. Pilot ejection. Beautiful. Phase 16, that's going to be their Barghest way out there, firing on our Condor. I don't care about that. Gotta love the Comstar 6-unit Lances.
What's up, boss?
The Battlemaster is going to look for a good LOS here, but it actually doesn't find one that allows it to both advance and fire. We're just going to make for the road.
Double time. Let's go.
Okay. Phase 15, that's going to be our friend the Avatar. They're not going to fire.
Ready for order.
The Mad Cat actually has unobstructed LOS where it's at, and it's in cover. We're going to take that. We're going to fire at the Hostil, and we're not going to fire these two medium lasers, but everything else should be fine.
Engaging target.
We got some engine crits in there,
Now that hit something good.
and we can also ace pilot, so we may as well move like over here.
Move order received.
Cool.
Watch my heat levels.
The Vulture Mark III is going to fire on the Hostil. This could easily kill it. That's another engine crit, a double heat sink destruction. This thing was already running hot.
Commander?
The Awesome is going to step up over here. It has obstructed LOS, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and fire on the Hostil. This is more of a pot shot than anything, but if we don't fire this heavy PPC, we'll sink heat as well.
Target.
Internal damage there. And an engine destruction. We'll call it good.
Hostile eliminated.
That's fantastic.
Yeah?
So the Corsair is, of course, going to head for the road. It has no targets over here. Okay.
Confirm.
The Salamander is also going to head for the road.
Double time.
Move it on up. Okay. Now, our artillery is going to start going for that Barghest, I think. It's more efficient out over this way. I think we're out of range for firing in direct fire mode. Yes, we are.
Locking on.
Okay. Little bit of damage to him. Not a whole lot.
I'm here.
And our Boar's Head is also going to head out over here.
Advancing, I guess.
And we can hit him here as well. Are we out of range for direct fire? No. There's no backstop. And this is a little risky, but we're going to give it a go.
Okay. Firing everything.
Too short. Direct hit with the arrow 4. I like it. So the Barghest is now unsteady. And we'll see what our allies can do with that. They have a fair amount of LRM fire, so that should do pretty well here. Good armor shred. Condor moves up. Orion moves up. Fires the LRMs at the Gauss emplacement. I don't hate that. That's not awful. I would have preferred the Barghest, though. Again at the Gauss emplacement. Okay. That means stripping off a little armor there. And their turrets aren't going to do much of note.
Orders.
Okay. So our Orion is going to step up over here,
Got it.
and we're going to see what we can do out here. 50% hit odds? Not bad, actually. And that's with Deadfire LRMs. Let's boost that up to standard LRMs.
Target
Excellent.
confirmed.
We did miss the Gauss rifle, but that's a structure exposure, a bunch of engine crits, the engine is destroyed, the Barghest is down. Cool. So now we've got turrets left. The Panzer is going to sprint up the road. It does
Got
not
it.
make it
No
into
shooting,
LOS.
Just running.
Perhaps next round.
Waiting for orders.
The Madcat Mark II is going to sprint towards the road
Got it.
and sink its
Run, don't
heat.
shoot. Ready for
The Bull
orders.
Shark is going to step up, and we're going to continue going for the hardened Gauss emplacement here. Okay. Its armor is basically gone.
Receiving you.
The Battle Master is going to sprint up. It doesn't quite make it around the corner. It definitely will next round, but there is a bit of a hill here, it looks like. So that's going to be interesting. The Ultralight Carrier fires on the Gauss emplacement and strips off a little bit more armor. Almost all of it gone now.
Orders.
The Salamander sprints up over to here. Yep, it definitely doesn't make it over this hill. Okay. Avatar moves up, does not fire. I don't think it has indirect fire weapons.
Awaiting orders.
Our Awesome does have indirect fire weapons and is going to sprint
Affirmative.
towards the road and drop LRMs on the hardened Gauss emplacement. We're definitely through the armor, and now we're hoping for crits. Good crits, but we did not get a kill on it.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Okay. Our friend the Vulture Mark III moves up. This could easily kill the hardened Gauss emplacement, and it does. Beautiful. No hardened Gauss emplacement to worry about.
What now?
Our Boar's Head is going to step up, and we're going to start firing on the heavy sniper turret. We're going to maybe level the base a bit in the process, but there was nothing in the contract saying don't level the base. So, here we are.
Okay.
That heavy sniper turret doesn't actually have all that much armor. It's basically gone. It is gone, just from that salvo. Cool. Condor moves up, also fires on the heavy sniper turret. Does internal damage, gets crits, does not get a kill. Orion moves up, also fires on the heavy sniper turret. No kill there either, but it's getting very low. The other Orion moves up, also fires on that heavy sniper turret, and it's gone. Only one turret remains, and we're not even in LOS yet. I like it.
Yes, Commander.
Our Orion is going to step up, and we're going to
Order
lob
received.
some indirect LRMs at the heavy laser turret over here. Hit odds are 56%. We'll have to take that.
Engaging target.
Got some hefty armor damage in there.
Ready
Now
for
our Battle Master steps up. And the question is, do we get LOS? The answer is no. There's the facility. It's apparently heavily defended. There's more company coming. Okay. Turrets are powering up. Yeah, we've known about the turrets. The Avatar moves up, does nothing of note.
Yep.
Our Corsair is going to sprint on up the road.
Acknowledged.
Excellent. Next up is our Salamander, which I don't want to burn ATM ammo on this turret, since it can't fire back at us. I don't think that's worthwhile. This will do some armor damage. 35 damage there, actually. Pretty good. That heavy laser turret's armor is down to about half. The Vulture Mark III moves up, doesn't fire. It may be out of ammo.
I'm receiving you.
Our Bull Shark is just going to step forward here, and we're going to drop artillery on the heavy laser turret. It will not have much armor left at all after this.
Locked and loaded.
In fact, that's a structure exposure, and we took out 2 double heat sinks.
Solid connection on that one.
Cool.
Yes, Commander.
Next up, our Awesome is going to move forward, and we'll drop
Confirmed.
another round of LRM-20s into this. We could easily see a kill here. A lot of crits, not a
Going to
destruction.
critical hit.
Okay. The Orion moves up. doesn't fire.
Yes, Commander.
May just be out of range. Or it may be out of ammo. Hard to say. Madcap Mark II moves up to the road and starts heading up the road.
I'm here.
The Boar's Head steps forward,
There. Okay.
and this could very easily wipe out the last of their turrets.
I'll try.
And there we go. Turrets are gone.
But
Now
you
there's
do it.
apparently reinforcements on the way. We'll see how realistic that is. We may have already killed them. We're exiting combat now. So we're just going to start sprinting up
Okay,
the road.
Let's go.
We've eliminated all of the
Marking
enemies
it.
that we see thus far. There may be another round that
Understood.
drops once we take the base.
Moving out.
We'll find that out
Position
next
confirmed.
round. In the meantime, of course, we do get to advance quite a lot, and that is good. The enemies, or rather the allies, are going to run around a bit over here and not do much of note. It's just kind of spreading out. Moving at random, kind of. Okay. Round 9. We're going to advance up over this way,
Advancing, I guess.
and we're going to head on up.
Position.
Confirmed.
Excellent. Now we can see that there's a dropship inbound to here. This is probably our
Move
dropship,
order
actually.
received.
Move into position.
So we'll just position our Salamander like over here as well.
Move order received.
And the Orion can move on up.
On the move.
And the allies will run around a bit. Not anything of note happening over here. Okay.
Heads up, Commander.
Base is captured.
You've got hostile
And here come those
contacts
reinforcements. So where are they at? That's a good question. We entered combat. Ah. I think we need to move someone to update it.
How's it going?
The Madcap Mark II will move up to here. Got him. So they're up here. We see a missile artillery tank, 2 of them, a heavy mortar carrier, and a behemoth. That's interesting for sure.
Yes, Commander.
Our Battle Master will step up over here. It's going to take quite a lot of punishment, so we're going to vigilance it. And we're going to fire at the missile artillery tank. We'll see if we stray shot anything. Got a little damage in there.
Commander.
Okay. Poet is going to move up. We'll sit in the fire.
On the
We're
move.
just going to fire LRMs, so that's okay. In fact, we're not going to. 4%, not worth it. They do have multiple arrow 4s, so we need to make sure that we're fairly spread out here. The Salamander can easily move up to here,
All right, let's move.
and these are pretty decent odds, actually. So we're going to fire on the missile artillery tank here. We're a little bit out of range,
Here we
but
go.
we'll get some damage in there. Excellent. Good armor shred there.
Ready for orders.
The Orion is going to move up the road,
Coordinates.
and I don't think it's worth firing the LRMs this round, but next round we absolutely will.
I
Our
await
Bull
your
Shark
command.
is, of course, going to fire. And we're going to fire the Long Tom at... Honestly, any of these is fine, but we're going to fire it at the one that we softened. We're not going to fire our LRM.
Locking target.
That wasn't a great shot, but we did get a structure exposure on the Chaparral. Excellent. Our friend moves up, but doesn't really do anything. The Corsair is going to move to where it can engage, hopefully next round. When we can actually hit them anyway. Avatar moves up, and now they get a chance to move. I was hoping our Atlas would move before they did, but that's not going to be a thing. So the artillery tank is going to fire at our allies. Cool. That's completely fine. Vulture Mark III moves up, does not fire. Probably out of range. And fires at our allies. Cool. I don't hate that. The Orion moves up, does not fire. Our Atlas is moving really late right now. But that's okay. A little bit of damage to that Chaparral. So they have a Phase 11, the heavy mortar carrier. That fires on our Battle Master. But that really doesn't do all that much damage, in all honesty.
Losing armor left and right here.
That could have been a lot
Losing
worse.
armor bad.
Our Atlas is going to step forward,
Okay, let's go.
and it's, of course, going to drop artillery on their centrally located vehicle, which is the mortar carrier. I'm going to go ahead and Warlord this. We may well take out the Chaparral while we're at it, but we'll see. Nope, not with those hits. But that's okay. Got some good armor strip there. The Behemoth moves up, fires on that Battle Master. Inferno rounds. Okay, that's not too frightening on those mechs. They'll be fine. Okay, next phase.
Yes, Commander.
So the Battle Master is honestly just going to position right here. Out of the fire. We're going to Vigilance it again. And we're going to fire on this Chaparral. This will be an overheat. We're not going to fire the heavy laser or the medium laser or actually any of our lasers. Just our Ultra ACs. We took a big Infernal hit, and that's okay. So there's some damage to the Chaparral, I think. I didn't actually see any damage there, but I thought some of that hit.
Good to go.
Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. The Orion will move up, and we are going to drop LRMs onto this wounded Chaparral. We're going to Warlord it to boost those odds. They're not great. There we go. Oh, that's a lot of internal. And that Chaparral is gone. Beautiful.
Target eliminated.
1 down, 3 to go.
Orders.
Next up is Chronic Toast in our Salamander. The only target that it really has is this Chaparral, and that's what we're going to go for. This could easily kill it. Extremely easily. And it's gone. Beautiful.
Target down.
Okay.
Keep an eye on my heat.
Next up,
Commander.
our allies are going to run up a bit. They're not going to do anything, really. That's fine.
Commander.
The Bull Shark is going to step forward. There's only 2 targets remaining, and we can honestly fire on either of them. It doesn't matter. So I think we're going to go for the Behemoth here. 23.8, 18.8. Yeah, the Behemoth has slightly better LRM hit odds. So we'll do that, and we'll also Warlord it. And we'll fire on that Behemoth.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
That was not a good long tom shot. The missile's kind of making up for it. Our ally moves up, doesn't do anything of note.
Yep.
We're hoping that the Corsair can make it into a decent spot to fire from. I guess this is okay.
Let's move.
It's in fire, so heat is going to be a bit more of an issue than it normally is. We're just not going to fire the ER medium lasers, but we'll fire the
Passing
rest.
from position.
That wasn't much damage, in all honesty. Okay, the Avatar closes in. Not going to do anything, though. The Madcap Mark II is still a ways away, so we're going to head up the
On my way.
road here. I thought I sprinted that, but okay.
Hey,
The Boar's Head moves up, and once again, artillery is going to be not really very relevant which of these we go to. So we'll fire on, I think, the Behemoth again, because it has more armor. That's a really nice set of hits there. Panic level critical on the heavy mortar carrier. I'm actually surprised it didn't die. It was super close.
awaiting orders.
The Awesome is going to sprint forward over here. We don't get an LOS, but
Here
what
we
we
go.
do is fire our LRMs at this heavy mortar carrier. It's very likely going to die here. Tracked propulsion destroyed.
Take that.
Panic level was criticals, but no ejection. Okay. I'm sad about that for sure. But it might move through the fire and kill itself here. It did not. It's firing on the Salamander.
Oh,
It got 2 head hits. Okay.
wounded, Commander.
You're okay. They will not last very much longer. Our ally is just kind of running around doing nothing of note, and now the Behemoth is going to fire. on the Battle Master. Okay. Doing some damage, but that's to be expected. They've got those infernal rounds, which is going to be rough for us.
Losing lots of armor.
Yep.
I'm under heavy fire here.
But that's okay. They will
Waiting for
certainly die
orders.
here. So, the Battle Master is going to Vigilance and stay put. We're going to fire on that behemoth. Now, heat is getting way up there. We're going to not fire this UAC-5.
Fire.
Okay. Little bit of damage, I think, into there. Hard to say. We're just going to back off out of the flames a little bit and call that good.
Can't vent all this heat.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a thing. The Corsair is going to
Pretty
close
damn
it.
hot in here.
The Corsair is doing just fine, and we're going to fire on the Behemoth. It will also have some heat issues due to standing in the fire, but this is okay.
Firing.
Solid damage into that Behemoth. I like it.
Standing
Next
by.
up, the Orion closes in. I'm not going to fire the LRMs at the heavy mortar carrier. There's no point. The artillery will take care of it, guaranteed.
Roger.
So we're going to continue stripping armor off of that Behemoth. There we go. Our allies are going to continue wasting time for a bit. They are not in position. Actually, the Vulture gets to fire, and it could kill that heavy mortar carrier. Okay, sure. Heavy mortar carrier is gone. The Vulture took care of it. We're fine with that. Ultralight moves up. Does not fire. Okay.
Confirmed.
So our Salamander is going to have to move into the fire here. We're going to Vigilance it. Heat is going to be a problem here. Yeah, absolutely. We can't fire our MRMs. In fact, I'm just going to Vigilance Embrace. Heat was always going to be an issue in that situation. So, next up is going to be our
Standing by.
Awesome, which can sprint up to here, which isn't great. We don't get direct fire, but we can strip some armor off of the
Go.
Behemoth a bit. That'll have to do. Not very much dealt with there. That's okay.
What's up, boss?
The Madcat Mark II is going to close in up this way, but
Copy
it's
that.
not really in position. And
Waiting
now
for orders.
our Bull Shark is going to step up,
Rolling.
and we're going to drop a Long Tom on the Behemoth.
Taking the shot.
Excellent. Good damage there. Condor moves up, fires on the Behemoth as well. Doesn't really get too much done. Gets a little done, I suppose.
I'm here.
The Boar's Head is going to continue to close in
Affirmative.
and continue to drop artillery. This Behemoth can't take this fire for much longer. Its armor is starting to buckle. Not a great sniper artillery shot, and not a great arrow 4 shot there, but we did get some damage in. Okay, let's see what he does. Moves through the fire. Shoots at our Condor. I love it. He just killed himself.
Let's do it.
Excellent. So the Ultralight moves up, does not fire.
Receiving you.
Our Battle Master is going to stay exactly where it's at, I think. I'm going to reserve it, actually. Because I want to move the Salamander first. The Salamander is going to position over here. And we're going to fire on this Behemoth. Yes. This could easily kill the Behemoth. Structure exposure, tracked propulsion destroyed.
Reporting.
The Behemoth will be dead very shortly.
My long-range missiles are out.
Excellent. The Orion moves up, and
my
we are
way.
going to drop missiles, of course, on the Behemoth. Once again, this could easily destroy the Behemoth.
Target acquired.
And it does. We're out of here.
Mech destroyed.
Let's go.
Mission successful.
Okay, well, that definitely took a little longer than I was hoping for, but it's okay. I definitely could have gotten 2 episodes out of that one. Not gonna lie. That could have been a thing, but I chose not to, and I will regret it tomorrow, but It's fine. Just means more RogueTech. And that is not necessarily a bad thing. Salvage-wise, I'm not sure that we're too interested in much of anything here. We mostly just wanted to push back the finished repair time, so we didn't have one mech sitting there for like 23 days with 3... there's really not much here. An Arrow 4 and a heavy Gauss rifle. We'll take that. With 3 mech bays and 2 of them empty, yeah, that's not super efficient. Machine gun, battle computer headshot. Okay, cool. Small jump jets, standard fusion engines, Artemis 4 ammo. We'll keep that around. We have 5 of this, though. We'll keep it anyway. Artemis 4 is pretty good. Too bad we didn't get an FCS, but that's okay. Well, it's well past time to put a cut in here. Once we know how much this is going to cost to repair, which is going to be not huge, but not insignificant. I'm guessing somewhere around 250k. Once we know how much it's going to cost, I'm going to put a cut in here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And Yang, how much is this going to cost? Well, he doesn't know. He's still calculating that. We'll find out in a while. Everything being at 0 was spooky, but it did move, so that's good. Excellent. Here we go. So let's see how much that's going to be, Yang. 200k. Not bad. And I will see you all next time.